play, phenomenal individual play. Talked about it after the game. And then there's, obviously some things that we needed to fix on the drive.
The emotional part of it, though, I mean, did your heart jump seeing something like that? Because you don't see plays like that very often.
No, it's, I mean, you love seeing the players make great plays. Everybody does, coaches and included. So, yeah, that was a phenomenal play. I mean, that's really what went through my head because the guy's momentum and what had happened on the play, it's going to be hard to stop tackle him. That's the last thing that you can possibly do. And he didn't quit on it. He did not quit on the play. And Paco caused a fumble against Oregon State with a similar effort where the tackle was already made. The guy's going to the ground, but he continued to play the play. And as the guy's going to the ground, he forced the ball out. And so he never stopped playing. I think that's the thing that resonates. And what we showed in the meeting is just the play's never over.
Justin, after the game the other day, you talked about all the things you guys need to do better.
Mm-hmm.
But you're 5-2. You can talk about the things you think you've done well to get you to this point.
Yeah, found a way in not playing our best football, and that's a great quality when you find a way to win when it's not your best football. And so the guys have done that, and they continued to play. Case in point, that final drive. So they're competing really hard. I love the effort that we're bringing, and we just got to play cleaner in all three phases, and then we'll start to see better and better football and our best football, which I believe is in front of us. I have no doubt about that.
Is that a big change from a year ago when you were in so many close games that you couldn't get over the top on?
Yeah, I mean, it has to do with ultimately the result is a function of the individual plays throughout the game, and we're making enough plays to win, and we can make more. And that's where we, are aiming to be. But for the guys to continue to play, and again, even after we cause a fumble, you still got a 4-minute situation there to run the ball, and we did that. Almost were able to finish with the ball, not quite, but that was a big series as well. So, yeah, I think it's just finding a way. I think that's the number one thing, and I appreciate about the team and. Their practice energy and the energy in meetings has been phenomenal. Couldn't ask for more. So really looking forward to watching us improve the second half of the year.
You're one win away from your 6 wins to get you bowl eligible. That's not been the ceiling of the goals you have for this year. But how good does it make you feel that you're at the point you're at now and it's still October? Well,
winning a bowl game's one of the goals we have. And so to be able to get an opportunity, yes, that's a big deal. But we have a lot of football left to play. We're focused on playing our best ball, and that's what we're talking about in meetings and practice. But yeah, I mean, it's not the ultimate goal, but it's something that we aspire to is winning bowl games and really being in the best bowl game possible. That's what's most important.
You've been asked about finishing games and how the team came out on the wrong end too much in recent years, and you've been on the right end a couple of times this year. Is there a mentality behind that, sort of a confidence level, or is it just sometimes a matter of breaks?
Well, I think you have to do everything in your power to create your own breaks. We've talked about this before. There's always going to be momentum in the game. You want to carry that. There's going to be adversity in the game. We had adversity, and then there's the unknown, which is the way the ball bounces. But you don't want to leave it up to chance. You don't want to put the game in the officials' hands, which, there's a couple plays where we did that. And yeah, does the ball bounce funny sometimes? Sure it does, but you got to control as many things as you possibly can so you don't leave the outcome up to a bouncing ball.
What are the qualities of the team who's able to make the important plays at most?
Yeah, I think confidence, effort, toughness. I think that physical, mental, emotional toughness, I think that's a big part of it, and creating confidence through your performance on the field. And once you make one of those plays, like Paco's a good example because he didn't play a perfect game, but he's shown he's made big plays before, and once you make one, you have a better opportunity to make the next one. So I think that's a big part of it.
What distinguishes drones?
Big, athletic, hard to tackle, runs their offense really well. He's fast. He can throw the ball. I mean, he's a weapon for sure.
Is there anybody you've played in the first 7 games who's somewhat similar to him?
When you combine the size, speed, athleticism, throwing, Yeah, probably not. We've seen some great quarterbacks, but I mean, this guy is big and athletic, and he can do a lot. So he's a weapon.
In terms of the run defense, he's going to run a lot too. When you mentioned the improvement along the lines of the run defense, is it simply doing those same drills harder, or is the process more of recalibrating? Can you walk us through what goes into
Yeah, it's not harder. Our guys practice really hard. We were just talking about this. What we need to be able to do is transfer what we do in practice to the games more often. And when they do run the quarterback, it's a different set of problems. We probably talked about this before because now the math is different. It's 11 on 11, not 11 on 10. When the quarterback is not a run threat, you have extra guy, so to speak, somewhere. How you use that guy is, different by each call and scheme. But when they involve the quarterback, they add a number. And so that's a challenge in itself. And then you add the physical ability he has. So
operationally 2 straight Friday games? Is there anything you could take from the routine of leading up to North Carolina, up to Virginia Tech, or is it really hindered by that bye week beforehand?
Not at all. I mean, the only other than the class schedules, we had small adjustments last week for class schedules, like on Thursday, because the Tuesday, Thursday class schedules are different than Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So that changed us a little bit. Other than that, we just move everything back a day. And so this week, your Sunday was our Monday. So very, very simple that way.
Can you talk about Jaron in recent weeks? I'm wondering, he hasn't been as efficient. Some of that, I'm presuming, is maybe your run game continues to struggle. Some of it's the opponents are getting better. How do you evaluate how he's playing and how you can get him back to where he was early?
There's some things he's doing better, and it may not show up statistically. I think he's getting better every week. The efficiency he can do, there's some things maybe decision-wise where he goes with the ball that he can continue to improve on, which he will. We also have to catch it. Yeah, if we catch it better, we'd love to catch it perfectly. We don't want any drops, but even if we just catch, I think we had 6 drops last week. So those numbers statistically probably look different. And so I'm encouraged by the way the guys are working, and we'll catch those balls. And then the run game is always the best weapon for a pass game is the run game.
How much is that hurting him that you guys haven't been able to do that?
Well, we've done it some. We just need to do it more consistently, for sure. And he's doing some very, very good things. I mean, the third down throws that he made in the game, I mean, there's a few of them, more than a few. He threw some elite balls in the game. And again, there's things that he needs to do better. But, the statistics don't always bear it out. But we certainly can do better as an offense. Yep.
What's been your overall evaluation of the defensive front? You guys have to make up for some losses up there. What's been your overall evaluation? I
thought the guys rushed better, especially on the interior, than we had this season. TJ Bowlers really showed up in the 4-man pass rush, which was good to see. We didn't get him on the ground. However, we affected him more often from interior pass rush. We got to the quarterback. We had a sack. Unfortunately, we let our emotions get the best of us and got a penalty, which was a critical penalty. I think those guys are getting better. I think Aiden Kiana-Ina, really each week we kind of know what we're getting. I mean, he's a good, solid player. He is hard to block. He made some really good plays on some counter runs that don't necessarily show up in the stat sheet, but he played really well. And like I said, TJ showed up, and I thought there was a couple I thought the staff did a good job on a couple third downs, creating a little bit different looks on how to get the quarterback off his spot. And then, Cade chased him down once or twice. So we're getting better for sure. And I think, we're always looking at ways like, what can we do? Where our strengths lie, and what do we need to do to adapt and adjust so we can affect the quarterback in the pass game?
Do you think that penalty that you're referring to was warranted?
That's the decision that the referees make. Okay, you could look across college football, and you all will debate that. For me, you don't put the game in the official's hands. You don't give them the opportunity to throw the flag. Football's an emotional game. Chris Victor's a great kid. I know if he had it to do over again, he would celebrate with his teammates, which is what we talk about. Didn't do that. They threw the flag, and it's an automatic first down. We have to eliminate unnecessary penalties. That was one of them. We had a couple PIs that were unnecessary. We had 2 on offense that were unnecessary. We need to eliminate those unnecessary penalties. Penalties will be part of the game, and those are high-effort penalties. Things happen from time to time, but we got to eliminate the unnecessary ones, and that was one of them. But as far as what I think, it doesn't matter. Let all you debate whether, that's the standard across college football. It just, we can't put the game in the officials' hands.
Ever been to Blacksburg?
Never. First time.
Speaking of
A lot of
Sorry, go ahead.
coaches have been fired earlier in the season than they have in most seasons. Why do you think that is?
Oh, I don't have an answer for that. This is a very volatile environment.
I'm just wondering whether the pressures increase now with revenue sharing and all, donors' money.
I think there's a lot to that, for sure. I mean, the expectations are very high. We all sign up for that. So I think there's a lot of emotion in college football. That's what makes college football so great, is there's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of money in college football. Coaches, our job is to get our teams to perform at a high level. There's the same number of wins available every year. So they don't create more wins. So you have to find ways to win games with a limited number of wins available, because every time 2 teams play, somebody's winning and somebody's losing. And there's heavy investments that are made in college football programs, and there's very high expectations. And I don't like seeing guys get fired. I think there's a lot of good coaches out there, and sometimes guys get fired. I've been fired before. But when we sign up to coach, there's nowhere in those contracts that says fair. I mean, it's not about fair. It's just the way that it is. And there's high expectations, deservedly so, and that's what we sign up for. And we got to get our teams to play at the best we possibly can and control as many things as we can. And it's just part of the business that we're in.
Did you do anything to recalibrate the offensive line during the bye week heading into that last game?
I'm sorry?
Did you do anything to recalibrate the offensive line? Just different ways of doing things, trying to create.
We're kind of looking at, for the couple different groups on what do we need to do schematically to help them, give them the best opportunity in the run game and in the pass game, and also simplify things. And that's always the line we walk. I think we're, looking at O-line and DB the same way, where those 2 positions, like, you really got to be 5 guys on the same page, 5 guys at O-line, 5 guys at DB most of the time for us. And making sure schematically we're giving ourselves the best opportunity, but not maybe giving them too much where there's too many decisions to make. And that's a fine line to walk, because once you do less and oversimplify, well, then the other team knows that too, and they have coaches and good players as well. So that's always kind of something we're talking about. I think the O-line's best football is certainly in front of them. I keep saying this, we just haven't played our best game yet, and we're doing a good job in practice. We need to apply what we do in practice to the games, and that's for everybody. And then we'll see better and better football.
Speaking of the penalties, you've mentioned TNTs quite consistently over the time here. What are you doing to prepare for the environment at Virginia Tech?
Yeah, crank the music up. A lot of Metallica at practice this week, which is awesome. Big fan. So, yeah, crowd noise. It's a great environment. I've never been there, but we have had coaches that are there, and so it'll be loud. But yeah, volume. Just turn the volume up. I'm sure some of the neighbors. What's that?
You're a heavy metal guy?
I like all types of music, but I certainly grew up on Metallica. And at first it was not by choice. It was the only thing my brother would let us listen to. And then I became a Metallica fan. So,
Justin, your final 4 games, pretty high-profile games. I'm wondering, you're playing a 2-5 team that's played better lately than it did early. Mm-hmm. Is this potentially a trap game? Is your team going to be able to make sure it gives the proper attention to this?
Yeah, we just, I know that's a term that gets thrown around media and fans. We don't even talk like that. All we do is turn the tape on, and they look at the players they have. Look at their defensive front. Look at the quarterback. Look at the receivers. Look at the safeties. Look at the kicker. I mean, college football. Look across college football. I mean, it's each and every week who shows up and plays the best on game day. This week it's Friday night for us, and so these guys have talent. They have good coaches, and so that's what we look at. Not necessarily, the record. I'm sure with a couple plays here or there, their record might be totally flipped. That's just the way this game works. But all we have to do is watch the video. Our players watch the video, and so we don't even think about things like that.
Are you aware of and are you surprised that they're actually favored?
Pardon?
Are you aware and were you surprised that they're favored in the game?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I never even know what. I'm not into that. I don't even look at it. Nobody tells it to me. We don't talk about it. It's just not something that concerns us at all. I mean, if some guys need external motivation, okay, that stuff. I mean, who's favored, who's not favored in terms of motivation if that's what it takes to motivate you as a player or as a team, you probably got some other bigger problems.
You brought Michael Luckhurst back for kickoffs.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility, depending on how Murray is, that Michael could do long field goals?
Right now he's here to help us on kickoffs. We'll see where the health of Abram is this week and what that looks like in practice to determine what we're doing on the kickoffs. Just been a thing. I think we talked about it after the game that the field position, kicking and punting has been an issue for us, in all honesty, and so we're just trying to find ways to create better starting field position for our defense, we just have to perform a little bit better there. So we got to help those guys kick better.
And even, Michael didn't have any touchbacks,
Yeah.
but the starting position really was better for you guys. Three of those 4 kickoffs.
Yeah, it really came down to the placement and a little bit better hang time. Yeah, placement and a little better hang time, because ideally you want distance, hang time, placement. Those are the 3 things. And we just haven't been consistent enough there. And again, I think, Chase is our field goal kicker. And Abram kicked early in the year, kicked a couple long ones and did a nice job. And Chase has been really good throughout practice. We just got to get Abram healthy and see where the kickoff thing.
Is it a matter
ends
of
up.
where you were on the field that you haven't even attempted a field goal for 3 games in a row, or is that just a coincidence? Or you?
Probably more of a coincidence. It does factor into how we think about 4th downs, third, even first downs. Once you get into, certain parts of the field, we call it the go zone. Like, how are we thinking about what 4th down are we going for it? So that can impact what you call on first down of that rack of plays.
Have the analytics told coaches in recent years that to go on 4th down more often than ever before?
A lot of people use analytics. Some play it to a T. Some coaches and programs, it's like whatever the analytics say, they do that. Some don't really, there's some teams that don't use it at all, or maybe just a little bit. And I think a lot of places, it's somewhere in between.
You guys?
Yeah. Supplemental information, because there's still, there's matchups to consider, the rhythm of the game, who's playing well, who's not, who might be injured, the ability of the other teams, obviously offense or kicking game. So I think all those things kind of play into it.
But are you more amenable to going on 4th down than you were 5 years ago?
I think it depends on the game. Matchups matter. We had one of the strengths of the offense this past games, we had, those 4th downs were big, really big 4th down conversions. And so thought they did a great job there. And then we got the ball in the red zone and scored it. But I'd say we probably are, I don't know if there's more 4th down and goes. You probably looked that up, but we've had a fair amount. Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
I got one.
Yeah.
You mentioned not playing that best game yet. Is
Mhm.
that chase for that much better when you're 5-2 and you still haven't hit that ceiling?
Yeah, I think it certainly helps. Everything feels better when you're winning. And we have not played our best game. The guys, they buy into that, and you see it in how they practice and the urgency that they have, and team meetings and special teams and walkthroughs. So I think it's a matter of being able to apply what we're doing in practice to the games, getting some units playing together as a group. It's not an effort factor. So yeah, I think they're certainly on the same page there. Yep. All right. Thank you.